Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now today I have got the part of the Florals Through the Year collection. And this is a set that has florals and it has all of the months, and then it comes with the calendars that you can create. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating a little desktop calendar with my January, February, and March snowdrop or press plates. The January is called the snowdrop, and then the February is the violet, and the March is the daffodil. And I've got them laid out there, and I looked up on the calendar to see what date January 1st was on, what day of the week January 1st was on, and I looked up February and March as well. And so February and March, oddly enough, start on the same day of the week. And I did make a boo-boo on February. I shouldn't have inked up the 29, 30, and 31. I wasn't even thinking about that when I did it, but you'll see that. I just thought since Monday started, or since the first started on the same day, I would use that one and just not ink up, the 29, 30, 31 or whatever. And I will tell you, there is one of those calendars that just goes to the 28th. So you certainly could use that as well. I left all this in, and I'm telling you about my mistakes so that if you do this, you won't make the same mistake that I did. I just got in a hurry, wasn't thinking. I was, looking at the calendar, the 2025 calendar on my computer, and was just thinking about what day of the week, and then I completely spaced. The months have, 30, 31, or 28 days in it or whatever. And so I just totally blanked that one out. But good news is that on leap year, you could use that 29, you could probably use one of the other ones and then just not ink them up like I was going to do and using the same one. But anyway, so I'm going to get my floral element laid down on here, getting everything lined up really nice and neat. And I looked up this particular flower on the internet because I wasn't familiar with it, and I'm going to only color the greenery green, and I'm going to leave the floral petals blank, and I'll come back in with a marker because they're white. It's a white flower. And so I could have used white ink. I didn't know how well it would show up, and I was thinking about gray for shadowing, so I just didn't ink it up. I just pressed it with the rest of it, and then I brought in a marker and probably put a lot more effort into it than I really needed to. I could have just slapped maybe on some white ink or even some light gray ink and just gone with it like that. But this is what I did, so I'm just showing you. So I'm going to use the black ink for the floral name and then for the month and the days of the week. And we'll get them all inked up and give it a press. We're going to do basically the same thing with all three of these, except we'll be coloring the flowers to match the type of flower that we've got. And I've got, 2 or 3 sets of the Betterpress inks. They kind of come like in a little family. And so I've got, maybe 4 sets of them. And so I had a good selection of colors to choose from, and I think it turned out really nice. Now here it looks weird because I don't have the flowers colored in, so I'm just going to bring in some markers and we'll color those in real quick. So that'll finish off our coloring for this one, and I think it turned out nice. You could have done something much simpler. And I think they actually showed this one in a silhouette where they just inked it all up black. And then I'm just going to bring in my alcohol and do some cleaning on this. I usually use alcohol and vinegar on this, and I'll get it clean. I'm not going to go into the vinegar step here because I know I'm going to just ink it up. So I'm just getting the ink off and Then we'll lay them down, and then when I get done with all 3 cards, then I'll really give it a good cleaning. Sometimes I'll put some antibacterial hand gel on there, and that'll help as well. So we're going to get it laid down. Another thing that I would recommend is when you're laying your numbers down on your calendar, that you lay them down a little bit higher. I got mine a little bit low for that little wooden block that I'm going to stand them in. So I would recommend that you push them up to the top as far as you can, you know, your flower and then your calendar. I suppose you could probably lay these side by side and have a smaller, I'm just using an A2 size panel. You might be able to get them, you'd cut some of the stems off, but you might be able to push them sideways and do it that way. But I'm just choosing to do an A2 size panel because I have all those panels cut, and they fit nicely on that wooden block that I have, because a lot of times I'll put my cards on that. And so that'll work out well. Now here I'm just bringing in my blue, a couple of my blue Betterpress inks, and this flower is a violet, so I'm going to do like a blue-violet flower. And we'll just get it all inked up, then we'll ink up our stems. And this is where I've got the 29, 30, and 31 on my February, which is incorrect. And again, I'm just coming in with black, because I was kind of keeping, you know, kind of continuity with what I was doing. And I just pulled it to look at it because I thought, boy, is that really black? But it was. I thought maybe I had dropped these ink pads out of a container, and a lot of the lids fell off. And so I was playing pickup and trying to figure out which colors were which, especially when you've got dark ones. So I thought maybe I had put it on there wrong, but it was correct. Anyway, and it looks really pretty, apart from the fact that I have too many days on there. So same routine, just using my alcohol and wiping it down. So we will bring in our next card panel or calendar panel and just get it laid down on there, and we will get our March inked up, and it is a daffodil. And so I'm going to get it laid down on there similarly to how I did the other ones. And again, I would push them up as far as you can and get your dates up as far as you can, just depending on what kind of a holder you're putting it on. Now, I think Spellbinders also has a holder die that it'll die cut out. You could die cut out of chipboard, and it's more like an easel, so you wouldn't have to worry about the numbers if you got that. I didn't get that. They didn't send that to me, and so I just grabbed my little wooden block so that I could display them on there. But if you get the one that goes along with a set, you won't have to worry about how low your numbers are, because it's just going to set like on an easel. Whereas this one, your whole panel kind of tucks in. So same thing, just inking my flowers up and then my leaves, and then we'll ink up. I've got a little bit of green on that, and I just brought in a little piece of cardstock and kind of tapped it off. We'll just ink up all of our other elements in black, and then we'll get this pressed. And this comes together very quickly. It would have been a lot quicker had I not colored that first one, but these are very fast projects. So if you had the set and you wanted to make say a gift for somebody, I think you could do it pretty quickly. In fact, you could do several and just do all your Januaries, all your Februaries, all your March, and just so on, and have several of these, and you could give them away as a little gift. I think that would be cute. So these are the 3 months that Spellbinders sent me, and we've got January, February with too many dates, and March, and I will fix it afterwards. So thanks for watching, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.